On a keto diet, most of the daily calories will be consumed in the form of fat, and the carb intake will be extremely low. This is the primary rule of the keto diet, which allows you to lose weight fast. Your body naturally burns glucose for fuel as its primary source of energy, but when the glucose reserves are empty, your body starts to burn its fat reserves for energy. So when you have a diet rich in carbohydrates, it will be difficult to lose weight, unless you are burning more energy than you consume in food throughout the day. But when there are only small amounts of carbohydrates in your body whilst on a low-carb keto diet, your body will turn into a fat-burning furnace. This is achieved when your body is in a metabolic state of ketosis. Reducing carb intake also regulates your appetite, and you naturally feel less hungry. So you will eat less as a result. The keto diet eliminates junk and processed food, as most carbs are just that. You will be eating clean, whole foods to improve your overall health and wellness and to lose weight. Endless studies have shown that the keto diet offers better results for weight loss than low-fat diets, or even low-calorie diets. In a diet high in carbs, carbohydrates are the main source of fuel for the body. Carbohydrates, specifically starches and sugars, are broken down into glucose in the bloodstream, giving the body its principal energy source. The hormone insulin steps in to remove glucose from the bloodstream, as too much glucose in the blood can lead to a dangerous condition known as glycosylation. Insulin converts glucose into glycogen, some of which is stored inside the liver as a fuel reserve for the brain, and the rest of it is stored in the muscles as the body's fuel reserve. When that muscle glycogen is not used through a lack of energy expenditure or exercise, it stays in the muscles. The human body can only store a certain amount of glycogen, about 1,800 calories of it. When that reserve is maxed out, both the muscles and liver send a signal to stop the production of insulin, and the excess glucose from dietary carbs begins to build up in the bloodstream, calling for more and more insulin to be released to get rid of it. As insulin levels surge, this eventually leads to insulin resistance, where the liver then sends any excess glucose to be stored as body fat. So when a high carb intake continues, glucose continues to flood the bloodstream, insulin levels continue to increase, and as a result so do the body's fat stores. This is a vicious cycle, and what most people unfortunately do not realize. It can lead to a plethora of health issues like obesity, fatty liver, type 2 diabetes, heart disease, and other metabolic problems. Of course, not everyone experiences these extremities, but for those who have carb sensitivities, and those that do not expend the right amount of energy stored in the body, this is unfortunately often the case. When carbs are significantly reduced and sugars and starches are eliminated, the body enters into lipolysis, where it burns fat for energy. This fat-burning process results in the byproduct, ketones, which is then broken down into energy by the process of ketosis. In the U.S., approximately 3/4 of the population are overweight or obese. Many experts attribute this to an increase in dietary carbohydrates, especially sugars and sweets, refined starches, and processed foods. Replacing saturated fat with refined carbs and sugars is something that has become commonplace in the last several decades, and numerous studies have linked this to the increase in various health problems. So how do you start the keto diet and begin losing weight? Your carb intake needs to be limited to less than 50 grams per day at the very most, but 20 grams is better. These carbs should also come from foods like non-starchy vegetables, including green, fibrous vegetables. Fat needs to comprise 75% of your daily calories, and the best fats to eat are monounsaturated and saturated fats. This includes grass-fed butter, olive oil, all different types of meats, coconut oil, and many more great-tasting foods. Protein also needs to be limited to approximately 20% of your daily calorie intake. This is because some protein will convert to glucose in the bloodstream, which will prevent ketosis. So you should consume enough to prevent muscle loss whilst not impacting ketosis. The exact amount of protein you should eat will depend on your body mass, type, and exercise patterns. Protein sources will include fatty red meats, chicken, turkey, eggs, deli meats, seafood, and fish. You can also get your protein from nuts, seeds, and full-fat dairy, along with many other delicious foods. To summarize how the keto diet works for weight loss. If you are already overweight and your diet is filled with carbs, it makes it very difficult for the body to use stored fat for energy, because it always defaults to carbs for that purpose. Greatly reducing carb intake promotes the body's ability to burn fat stores for energy, resulting in healthy weight loss. Unlike carbs, fat also promotes satiety and fullness, helping to regulate the appetite so you actually eat less. And unlike carbs, fat has little impact on blood glucose, which keeps blood sugars stable, eliminating out-of-control cravings and hunger that comes after eating carbs. If you want to give the keto diet a shot and turn your body into a fat-burning machine and generally increase your health, then grab our free guide to the keto diet and get started without delay. Click the link in the description to get instant access. Your new body you've been longing for is closer than you think. Take action today and see results.